It is there that they are building their own version of the future.
Let's see recognition in progress.
Steve Guggenheimer is Director of Consumer Strategy for Microsoft.
So imagine it's raining outside, and I have my hands full of groceries, and I want to get in the front door. It would be nice to be able to walk up to the front door, have it automatically recognize my eye, instead of having to dig into my pocket and find my keys and try to get the door open.
Easy with the help of an iris scanner, a laser beam that scans your eyes and identifies you like a fingerprint.
So now it's unlocked the door for us. If we go on in.
Welcome to the House of the Future, a place where existing hardware is linked with futuristic software. Home sweet home on steroids.
All the stuff you want is available to you any place. In the kitchen, in the living room, in the bedroom, music, photos, recipes, your calendar. You want to have all of your kind of personal information available to you wherever you need it in the house.
Now, when we first come into the home, what you'll notice is it's kind of set in our gone for the day mode.
Starting in the foyer, a touchpad linked to a computer knows how you like your house illuminated, what music to play, and more.
From this single panel, for example, I can look at any security camera in the house. I can turn any lights on. I basically have complete control, not just from this panel, but from any screen in the house.
Including one in the kitchen that not only keeps your family calendar, it orders groceries.
In the future, what you'll be able to do is pick an item. And here I have a grocery scanner, similar to what you'd find in a store. Imagine being able to scan your own groceries, whether before you're throwing them away or when you want them, have it added automatically to your grocery list. Next time you go up, you just say, go ahead and buy all these things.
Microsoft made its reputation as the company that helped put PCs on everybody's desk. That was the great vision that started it. Are you looking for the next great vision, and is this house part of it?
The next great vision is how do you take software and not only put it in personal computers, which will stay very important, but put it into television sets, put it into game consoles, put it into devices, even in your refrigerator, to turn it into an electronic magnet board, if you will, but get people's information where they want it.
As president of Microsoft, Steve Ballmer has his own vision of the future and the resources to shape it. The key, he says, is simple. Take complicated high technology and make it user-friendly. Easy if you have the minds and money to do it.
We'll spend $4 billion on research and development this year. We spend probably close to 25,000 people. Some of them are doing technical, pushing the frontiers, but a lot of them are just trying to put their energy into how do you make these devices simple and approachable and friendly.
I noticed that the VCR behind you isn't flashing 12, 12, 12, for instance. Have we solved that problem?
In the Microsoft home, of course we have. Now we just have to get these great products out into everybody else's home.
In 1968, people spoke to computers, and in Hal's case, with mixed results. Today, in the kitchen of the future, you can talk to a kinder, gentler supercomputer.
Let me go ahead. I have a little microphone here that controls our voice. MC, what time is it?
The current time is 5:58 p.m.
You remember the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey, where the astronaut is talking to Hal, the computer. Here we are in 2001, and you can talk to this house. It's kind of eerie, isn't it?
Great movie. Great predictor of important things in the future. I think that's what the miracle software lets us do.
We just hope the computer isn't as evil as Hal, right?
Hal was a pretty bad guy. These computers are pretty good. They do pretty much what we want them to do, and that's the important thing.
Good news for our wired world so dependent on technology this first day of 2001. For today, George Lewis, NBC News, Redmond, Washington.
In case you're wondering, many of the computers and TVs in the House of the Future are available now. It's the software that ties everything together that holds great promise for the future. Next up, the future of space, cars, and computer technology. And still to come this morning on Today, soprano Renee Fleming performs for us, and skating superstars Jenny Mino and Todd Sand take a turn on the Rockefeller Center rink. But first, these messages.
As a special treat to celebrate the new year, both Katie and I were asked to invite some guests to discuss a topic of our choice. So I was curious to find out what the future holds for technology. So joining me this morning are three visionaries. Michael Dertouzos, author of The Unfinished Revolution and head of MIT's Computer Science Laboratory, Donna Shirley of the Mars Millennium Project, and from Detroit, John Taylor, who heads up the General Motors team responsible for designing the cars of the future. Happy New Year. Good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
Happy New Year.
Michael, let me start with you. When you close your eyes and you allow yourself to daydream, what do you daydream about in terms of the future of computers?
Well, let me try. I daydream of computers that really are going to serve us instead of us serving them, which we've been doing now for 40 years.
What do you mean? What's the difference?
The difference is that today when you call and you say if you want marketing, press 1, if you want engineering, press 2, this is not a machine helping you. You're at the tentacles, at the end of a $50 computer, which is programming you. This is very dehumanizing, and there are 20 or 30 of these misuses of computers that I talk about in my book.
You see the day that we'll actually be able to normally speak to computers, and they'll be able pretty much just to speak back to us.
Absolutely, and the key here is we want to get out of the mindset we're in and build human-centered computers. And you're right, speech understanding is the first landmark, but there are more.
Let's take a look. We have some tape that you brought with us of someone actually dealing with a computer, and I guess this is fairly futuristic stuff.
Please connect me to Voyager.
Welcome to Voyager. I can offer driving directions and up-to-the-minute traffic reports for the Boston area. How can I help you?
Please show me the museums of Boston.
Here is a map.
So you take this a step further, you can say, hey, please connect me to my bank account, please connect me to theater tickets, please connect me to anything, to the internet.
Absolutely, and speech is something that's normal to you. You don't have a keyboard socket on your belly.
Right.
You know, so you use what you were given, what you know how to do. It's easier, it's more human-centered. It's serving, the machine is serving you.
So we won't have keyboards and mouses from computers anymore?
We'll still have them because you have quiet environments and you want to enter some numbers, you want precision, we'll have them. But most of the activity will be done the normal way, speaking.
John, if you take this advance in computers and you start to look at the car industry, you're really going to make this work for you, aren't you?
Yeah, that's correct. In fact, we sort of have a visual overload driving a car right now, and we're looking forward to voice activation to do very much more in future cars with, of course, the whole instrument panel becoming pretty much like your desktop, a lot of facilities there to drive your connectivity. People want to be connected all the time. They want to be doing their business on the move, and of course entertainment, all that kind of stuff. And it'll be right there, right on the desktop of your car.
And you're going to offer customization. In other words, I can walk in, order a car, and design the dashboard that I want to meet my needs.
Yeah, that's really one of the big advantages of the way we can use plug-and-play electronics. You can really configure it just the way you want it. You can reconfigure it when you change your mind. The next owner of the vehicle can have it the way that they want it too. So, you know, it's a tremendous advantage in specialization. Yeah.
And then in the car itself, I understand that in the not too distant future, you tell me when, cars are actually going to convert. In other words, you can drive a convertible in the morning and you can put some buttons in there and you'll drive a pickup truck in the afternoon.
Well, yeah, obviously one of the really big trends that we're seeing right now, of course, is people wanting much more functionality in their vehicles. It's sort of moving from what do I look like to how do you make me feel, what does this do for me? And a lot of the concepts that we're brainstorming right now are really about this transformability, to be able to have the vehicle do multiple purposes, change its shape, and really you know, do your needs up the way you want them.
Did you guys get these ideas from the toys that the kids are playing with these days?
Absolutely, absolutely. The New York Toy Fair is one of our major little events.
It's a great place to brainstorm. Donna,
Right.
Let's talk about space now. Everybody's been talking about the space station.
Right.
Close your eyes, daydream, and take us past the space station. What happens?
Well, first of all, the space station will get bigger, and I think we're going to eventually have space elevators to get up to space.
What does a space elevator look like?
Space elevator is a long, very, very strong string that connects a mountain at the equator on Earth, Kilimanjaro, to a space station 23,000 miles up. 37,000 kilometers. And we'll just drive up and down. In one of the GM cars, no doubt, we'll drive up and down this tether, and we'll get up to the space station that way. So it'll really lower the cost of space.
No, wait a second. How far in the future are you talking about? Are you talking about this millennium?
Yeah, this millennium. Yeah, maybe 50, 60, 70 years. And right now at the University of Oklahoma, we're working on the technology of the string, called carbon nanotubes, that can be made into a string to hold a space station.
So in other words, what you're telling me is we're going to see days where average people are actually going to be going into space?
We are going to be vacationing at the space station, looking down on the Earth, and then using that same string tether technology, you can whip off, you can just like David and Goliath slingshot, pew, off to the moon, pew, off to Mars, and so...